Alright, part 4, application submission information. 8, how to obtain the application package. The funding opportunity of the funding with the grants go with the Department of Labor go the agency, the ETA grants applying funding opportunities. Contains all the information, links, forms needed to apply for the grant funding. B, content form of the application submission. Application submitted in response to the federal opportunity announcement must consist of 4 separate distinct parts. Standard Form 424, applicable federal assistance project budget, composed of Standard Form 424A, budget narrative, project narrative attachments, project narrative. Must ensure the funding opportunity amount requested is consistent across all supports or parts of this application. Standard Form 424, application for federal assistance, must comply with the Standard Form 424, application for federal assistance available to grants forms, repository, Standard Form 424, family. Alright, and the address filled out with a 9-digit plus hyphen zip code. 9-digit zip code can be looked up at the USPS website. Tools with UPS.com, zip lookup, action, input action, organization, legal name, Standard Form 424 should match its name registered. System Award Management, sub www.sams.gov. Ensure the legal name of your organization, SAMS.gov, to confirm. Organization employer identification number and unique entity identification number should match the information at SAMS.gov to ensure the employer identification and unique identifier. Unique entity identifier and organization SAMS.gov.com. Standard Form 424 must clearly identify that the application must be signed with an individual authority to enter within the agreement. Into the grant agreement, the confirmation of the award, individual signing with the Standard Form 424 on the behalf of the applicant, give the authorized representative of the applicant, as stated in Block 21, Standard Form 424 form, the signature of the authorized representative, Standard 424, certifies the organization compliance with the assurance certifications, Standard Form 424B, available. Grants.gov form repository, Standard Form 424 family. You need not submit the Standard Form 424B with the application. Alright, a requirement for the unique identifier. All application federal grant funding must use the unique identifier must use the supply with the UEI with the Standard Form 424 unique identifier. 12-character code of the unique identifier identities of all entities, entity registration duties for the government if required to have one. Unique entity identifier is issued by SAMS.gov as part of the entity's record and the entity information in SAMS.gov. If you don't have a unique identifier, you can get one free with the SAMS.gov grant recipient authorized to make submit some awards. Sub-awards must meet with the requirements you've related to the unique entity identifier. Grant recipients must notify of the potential sub-awards. No entity may receive a sub-award unless the entity has provided a unique entity identifier. Grant recipients may not make a sub-award entity unless the entity has provided the unique entity identifier. Requirement of registration. SAM application must register System Awards Management before submitting the application for any instruction registration with the SAMS.gov. Recipient must maintain SAM's registration with current information at all times during which the active federal award application under consideration remain registered in SAM's database for the initial registration. Application required to review, update registration at least every 12 months for the date of initial registration. Subsequent update information SAM's database to ensure it's current, accurate, and complete. For purpose of this paragraph, applicant is the entity that meets the eligible criteria of legal authority to apply to receive the award. If the applicant is not fully complied with the requirements by the time the grant officer is ready to make federal award, the grant officer may determine the applicant is not qualified to receive federal award. Use the determination based for the make of the federal award of another applicant. 2. Project budget. You must complete the Standard Form 424A budget information forms, repository, Standard Form 424 families, preparing budget information form. You must provide concise narrative examination support of the budget request explained in detail below. The budget narrative must provide a description of costs associated each line item. The Standard Form 424A budget narrative must include the section describing a leverage resource provided as applicable to support grant activity. Leverage resources are all resources both cash and kind in excess for the award valuation. Leverage resources follow the same requirements as the match. Grantees must leverage local, state, federal, private sector. Requires to increase the impact with grant funding. Each category should include the total estimated cost for the period of performance. Review the following guidelines preparing with the budget narrative. Personnel list all of the staff positions by title, including individuals hired by employment contract. Include the rules, responsibility, each position given in the annual salary percent of the time devoted for the project amount with each position salary funded by the grant. Fringe benefits provided with the breakdown amount of the percentage compromising fringe benefit costs, health insurance, FIAC, retirement, etc. For grantee staff only, specify the purpose number of the staffing, travel, mileage per AD, estimated year of the in-state, out-of-state trip, the other estimated costs for each for the type of travel. Equipment. Identify each for the item of the equipment you expect for the purchase for the estimated acquisition cost of $5,000 more per unit with capitalization level less than $5,000 for the capitalization level useful life of more than 1 year. Title 2 CFR Part 201. Definition of the equipment. List the item and quantity with the unit cost per item. Items unit cost for less than $5,000 are supplied on equipment in general. We do not require purchase equipment during the last funded over the year of the grant. Supplies identified with the cost. Supplies general office supply with the desk chairs, labeled laptop printers, other special items. Detailed budget per category for exempt from general office supply of list item quantity, unit cost per item. Supplies included all tangible personal property other than equipment. See Title 2 CFR 201 definition of supplies. Contractual. Under contractual line item, delineate contracts and sub-awards separately with the contracts defined according with Title 2 Part 201. Legal instrument in which the non-federal entity purchase property service needed to carry out with the project program under the federal award. A sub-award defined in Title 2 Part 201 means an award provided by the pass-through entity subrecipient to carry out the federal award received with the pass-through entity. It does not include payments for the contractor or payments for the individual beneficiary of the federal program. For each proposed contract, some awards specify the purpose of the activities provided with the estimated costs. Construction costs are not allowed to be in line, must be left to zero. The minor alterations adjusting existing space for the grant activity class room alteration may be files. You not consider the construction. You may not consider this as construction. You may show the cost on the appropriate lines of the contract. Other provide clear, specific details, including costs for each item, so that we're able to determine whether the cost is necessary, reasonable, and allocable. List items such as dividends, incentives not covered elsewhere. Indirect costs. The included amount with the indirect costs are through a negotiated indirect cost rate agreement. The Demanius Senior Form 424A budget that include one of the following. If you have the negotiated indirect cost rate agreement provided with the explanation of the low indirect, how the indirect costs are calculated, the explanation conclude with a portion of each line item along with the associated costs are included with the cost allocation base. Also provide with the current version of the negotiated indirect cost rate agreement. If intended to clear the indirect cost, either the 10% Demanius rate, please confirm with the organization meet the requirement described in Title 2 CFR Part 204.14. F. The clearly stated the organization does not have the current negotiated included provisional rate is not described in Title 2 Part 200 Appendix 7D1B. Or an application due with the claim and indirect cost for the with the diminished rate modified with the total direct cost of the fine with the Department of Labor for the cost allocation base. Provide an explanation for each proportion of each line item along with the associated costs are included with the cost allocation base and with the various items not included in with the calculation of modified total direct costs. See the definition below to assist with your calculation. Modified total direct cost definition to avoid serious inequity with the distribution of the indirect cost of the Department of Labor. The modified total direct cost, all direct salaries and wages applicable to fringe benefit material supplies service travel up to first 2,500 sub-award subcontracts regardless of the period of warrants of the sub-award subcontracts under award. Modified total direct cost excludes the equipment and capital expenditures charged with the paying patient care, rental costs, fund tuition, remission, scholarship, the fellowship, partnership, support with a portion of the sub-award contract in excess of $25,000. You also know the participant support costs not included in modified total direct cost. The participant support costs defined below. Title 2 CFR Part 201 participant support costs mean with the direct cost of the items such as the dividends, substances, allowance, travel allowance, registration fees paid on top or on behalf of the trainings, but not employees in connection with the conference or training projects. See Section 4B4 and Section 4E1 for more information. Additional following link contains information regarding negotiating issue indirect cost rates at the Department of Labor. Department of Labor, AG, agencies, Office of Apprenticeship, SAM, Center, Office for the Senior Procurement, Executive Cost Price Determination Division. Indirect type costs for the top management salary, final oversight, human resource for the personnel, auditing costs, accounting, legal, and use for general oversight. Administrative organization must not be classified as direct costs. These type of costs have recovered as part of charging the de minimis non-indirect cost rate agreement. Note Standard Form 424 and Standard 424A budget narrative must include the entire federal grant amount requested, not just 1 year. The do not show leverage reach over the Standard Form 424 and 424A should describe the leverage reach for the budget narrative. Applications should list the same requested federal grant amount with Standard Form 424's 424A and budget narrative and minor inconsistency found between the budget amount specified in the Standard Form 424, 424A and the budget narrative. The ETA will consider with the Standard Form 424 official funding amount reserved. However, if the amount specified in the Standard Form 424 would render the application for non-responsible, the grant officer use his or her discretion to determine whether the intended funding request matches applicable with the responsive range. 3. Project narrative. The project narrative must demonstrate the capability to implement the grant project according to the provision of the announcement that provides comprehensive framework with a description of all aspects of the proposed project. Must be sufficient and self-explanatory. Well-organized reviewers can understand the proposed project. Project narrative is delivered in a 20 double-spaced single to 8.5 by 11-inch times new Roman 12-point text font, 1-inch margins, month number. Project narrative beginning with page number 1 will not reconsider any materials beyond specified page in the application review process. Following instruction kits are provided all information needed to complete with the project narrative. Carefully read with considering each segment and include all required information in your project narrative. Agency will evaluate the project narrative using the evaluation criteria identified in Section 5A. You must use the same section headers identified below with the section project narrative. Project narrative should demonstrate the methodology used to efficiently, effectively establish a project with one of the three grant categories that will provide specific service support, expand efforts to promote registered apprenticeship to a targeted stakeholder on either local, state, regional, and national scale. The application should address the following topics: the project narrative. Statement of the needs up to 10 points. All applicants will describe both quantitative and qualitative terms of the need, assistance, of the nature and scope of the problem, the consequence of the not address of the need, with the incorporate demographic data, participation information whenever possible, use up to 6 points. 2. Identify industry, apprenticeship, and occupational to be targeted. 3. With the grant, the department is particularly interested with expanding registered apprenticeship to pre-apprenticeship, leading with a registered apprenticeship enrollment in the following industry: TI, cyber, 3K through 12, occupation, care, economy, nursing, early care, mental health, or more, clean energy, other relevant industry sectors for the hospitality, public sector, other occupations, supply chain sectors, logistics, warehouse, transportation, manufacturing included, but not limited to advanced manufacturing such as semiconductor manufacturing, biomanufacturing. Aligned with President Biden's Investing in America agenda, and Department is interested in expanding new occupants in traditional registered apprenticeship programs. Industries. For pre-apprenticeship program, applicant must demonstrate with the evidence sufficient with the demand with the registered apprenticeship completion of the pre-apprenticeship program to support with the transition to the apprenticeship to the registered apprenticeship during the grant period of performance of the receive the full points. Applicant must identify the new and non-traditional apprenticeship industries and or occupants like evidence for the support of the need of those occupations. Application must cite the source of the evidence. This is Bureau of Logistics, Statistics, Census Bureau of the Department of Labor Sources, state workforce agencies, employers, or other written labor market information provided with the experts in the field up to 4 points. Be expected outcomes and outputs up to 12 points. All applicants clearly identify outcome outputs will result of the project. Outcomes are measurable. The result of the project, the positive, the benefits, for the negative change, with the measurable character for the curve of the result of the project. Activities of the outputs for the tangible product service result from the project. Participant level outcome project program outputs for applicant applying under category 1, ensuring equitable registered apprenticeship pathways, partnership with the pre-apprenticeship to legal registered apprenticeship enrollment with the category 2, creation of educational system aligned with the pre-apprenticeship program and the registered apprenticeship programs. Project must include the participant enrollment of the registered apprenticeship program. Can include the enrollment of the pre-apprenticeship program will lead to enrollment of the registered apprentice during the grant period with the performance application of value with how the performance measure outcome table to fully demonstrate the successful expansion with the registered apprenticeship pre-apprenticeship program and enrollment of the new participation successful retention of the participant leading registered apprenticeship pre-apprenticeship program completion. The application must purpose to serve the maximal feasible number of participants based on the size of the award requested proposed geographical scope. Applicant must include the comprehensive numerical projection of each of the 5 participants of the output outcomes and 4 program outputs identified below the defined in Appendix F. Applicants must provide with the broad numbers for each of the target means. The others will not receive the full points percent increase. Other type of the data projections are not acceptable. See Appendix A for the definition of the key terms. Appendix F for the suggested performance outcome and the output table. The participant output and outcomes. 1. Total number of the participants served. 2. The total number of participants enrolled with the registered apprenticeship program. 3. The total number of participants complete the registered apprenticeship program. 4. The total number of participants who enroll with the pre-apprenticeship program is applicable. 5. The total number of participants who complete in the pre-apprenticeship program is applicable. The program outputs. The total number of the registered apprentices created with the American Apprenticeship Building America 2 Round 2 grant funding. Total number of the registered apprenticeship program expanding as a result of the Apprenticeship Building America grant funding. 3. Total number of the apprenticeship build programs created with the result of the Apprenticeship Building America 2 the grant funding is applicable. 4. The total number of pre-apprenticeship programs expanding as a result of the Apprenticeship Building America 2 grant funding is applicable. For applications applying with the Category 3 Registered Apprenticeship Hub, please provide the proposed targets for each of the output. See Appendix A for the definition of the key terms. See Appendix A for the suggested performance outputs and output tables. Total number of the registered apprenticeship created with the result of the Apprenticeship Building America grant funding. Total number of the registered apprenticeship expanding the result of the Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grant funding. Total number of the pre-apprenticeship as well as applicable with the result of the Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grant funding. 4. Total number of the pre-apprenticeship expanded as applicable as a result of the Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grant funding. Some of the number of the state engaged as a result of the Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grant funding. Total of the number of the employer and participation registered apprenticeship pursued the incentive fund, including the total amount of funds to be awarded incentive fund as a result of the Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grant funding. 7. The total number of technical assistance resources created as a result of the Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grant funding. 7. The number of the new registered apprenticeship program sponsors as a result of the Apprenticeship Building America 2 grant funding. Total number of the individuals enrolled with the registered apprenticeship program that was developed Apprenticeship Building America with the Round 2 grant funding. 10. Total number of the individuals enrolled with the pre-apprenticeship program is applicable that was developed the Youth Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grant funding. C. Project development implementation up to 28 points. Up to 28 will provide under this criteria that receive the total possible points. Applicant must fully address the criteria of the following subsections. C1. Project design up to 6 points. C2. Project specific criteria based on the category selection grant application up to 12 points. C. With the project work plan up to 10 points. C1. Project design up to 6 points. All applicants must address the following criteria for the project design regardless of the category for which they are applying in their application. All the data sources must include citations, provide information that enables identification, verification of the data, the product, the design, demonstrate lead applicant capacity for the effectively design and implement a project with the proprietors, promotes diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility of the provides aligned with the other cost-cutting principle listed in 1A of the program purposes above, delineates, demonstrate that it will work with a range of partner support with the develop the registered apprenticeship ecosystem models for the program, and identified with the section 1A with addressing the goals applicant must specifically address the cost-cutting cross-cutting principles found with the Merit Apprenticeship Building America grant program to ensure the access to the registered apprenticeship for all Americans. This includes 1. Equity, 2. Job quality, meaning of the work conditions consistent with a good job principle. 3. The support of the high-quality, scalable, sustainable programs. 4. Evidence-based approach. 5. New opportunity with innovation and engagement. Ease of access for the application may describe the site with the evidence of the will address the good job principle to approach this criteria. This includes showing partner employers additional adoption skill-based hiring strategy for the requirement hiring principle sightings, pays schedules to address pay principle, the sharing link collective bargaining agreements to protect the labor agreements for the draft the empowerment representation principle, delineate how proposed project design will be implemented to the application proposed the method of the project which will be used to say the outcomes output for the application. Applicants will be needed to account with all the function activities identified with the applicant site factor with more accelerated work state with the reason for the taking the proposed approach rather than other approaches. In addition, applicants must identify the potential barriers to describe how the project will be able to overcome those barriers. Alright, describe it in qualitative terms and clear and achievable outcomes and outputs and outcomes. Demonstrate how the proposed project design and adhere for the key elements registered apprenticeship to quality pre-apprenticeship programs. Additional applicants must demonstrate that provide a specific example of how they will create clear pathways for the pre-apprenticeship program. Lead directly to the registered apprenticeship during the grant period of the performance of the applicable. C2 project specific criteria based on the category selection in the grant application up to 12 points. Application fully respond full category specific criteria listed below as appropriate with the application and the recording. Responding to category specific criteria application must be consistent with how they are addressing the cost cutting principle described above with the project design. Category 1, ensure the equitable registered apprenticeship pathway partnership through the pre-apprenticeship league with registered apprenticeship enrollment up to 12 points. Receive the total permits possible the points for the sections. The application must clearly, 1, identify what the proposed method of the project will be to build the capacity for the advanced registered apprenticeship, the niche for the increase of the diversity, equity for the registered apprenticeship, 4, unrepresented population, underserved communities, include the focused quality pre-apprenticeship program to identify with the key activities undertaken, project milestone, measure with the track of the report progress and the meeting of the project milestone. Application must be provided with a demonstrator of the following clear to detailed manner of how they will ensure the pre-apprenticeship program lead to the registered apprenticeship program enrollment during the period performance included identified with the registered apprenticeship program with the program full and articulate with the 2 with the registered apprenticeship program to develop the pre-apprenticeship will and articulate 2 how they will develop the track report equatable to the pathway with the registered apprenticeship through pre-apprenticeship partnership. The description must include how they will expand with the registered apprenticeship to unrepresented population, unserved communities, document success enrollment of pre-apprenticeship to the registered apprenticeship to unserved, unrepresented populations, how the proposed project will develop and promote public-private partnership to advance with the registered apprenticeship pre-apprenticeship program that leads with the registered apprenticeship program enrollment that are aimed to increase the diversity, equity, and apprenticeship to represented population and served communities. Application must thoroughly describe the role that each of the required optional partners would hold the public and private partnership, how they plan for the promotion and outreach for the diversity, equity, and DEIA or the registered apprenticeship, including specific ways to raise the awareness of the various types of registered apprenticeship pathways, unrepresented population, unserved community, without a plan with the offer of the program and interested, recognize portable, stackable credentials, compatible with detailed description project plan with the provided support for the apprenticeship, the degree for the exit for the completion of the pre-apprenticeship registered apprenticeship applicable. Doing so, application must describe what the needs anticipate for the participation and how will ensure the equitable delivery of services, how they will identify opportunities to provide incentive funds to the employers, joint, non-joint employer groups, other industry organizations that support establishing, expanding quality registered apprenticeship and an opportunity for their apprenticeship. Alright, Category 2, creation and education system aligned with the pre-apprenticeship program, the registered apprenticeship program, with the receipt of the total possible points. Application must clearly demonstrate how they establish, expand partnership with the committee, creating and expanding the education system aligned with the pre-apprenticeship program to lead with the registered apprenticeship program, and educated system aligned with the registered apprenticeship program for the youth and adult learners for the coordinate with the direct alignment with the education system. Application must demonstrate with the following clearly detailed manner of how they ensure the pre-apprenticeship program lead the registered apprenticeship during with a period of performance, how the plan they established work local, regional, and national partners include but not limited to the state educational agency, local education agency, Perkin eligible agencies, ETNIs, recipients, post-secondary institutions, registered apprenticeship and educational system partners to create expanded education system aligned pre-apprenticeship program that leads to the registered apprenticeship during the grant period performance. Help with the design of pre-apprenticeship program with the build with experience with align with the industry base focus with allow with the career exploration, effective respond with the criteria. Application must explain how the proposed pre-apprenticeship the provide pathway the registered apprenticeship program grant period performance. How they will expand with the education system aligned with the pre-apprenticeship program, the registered apprenticeship strategy for the connecting youth with the adult learning for the career pathway for the key and the demand industries. A complete description of how they integrate align with the registered apprenticeship model with existing education workforce policies and programs, including career technical educators, dual enrollment, dual credit, co-enrollment of workforce and initiative. Opportunity Act programs where applicable, complete detailed description, project plans to provide support services to the apprentice for the increase of the action for the completion pre-apprenticeship for the registered apprenticeship the applicant to do so. Applicant must describe what the need for the anticipate for the participate, how they equitably deserve their services, help identify opportunity to provide incentive with funding with the employers joint with the non-joint employer group, the industry with the organization supporting, establishing, expanding the quality with registered apprenticeship, the opportunities for the apprentice. Alright, Category 3, Registered Apprenticeship Hubs up to 12-point. Registered Apprenticeship to develop an initiative for the scale of the Registered Apprenticeship strategies, local, regional, state, and national scale with the incorporated work center sector of the strategies, driven the strongly diverse partner, public and private sector entities. These partnerships promote system change within empower the worker through equity and skill with the innovation of the categories. Applicant with the most clearly state with the applicant if they are proposing to establish a local, regional, statewide focused Registered Apprenticeship national industry center sector focused hub. Applicant must select and respond with appropriate criteria below the baseline on the area to focus within category to receive the total possible points for section. Applicant must provide or demonstrate the following in clear, detailed manner. Local, regional, statewide focus registered apprenticeship club at the level of the partnership employers industry group, including labor management organization, labor union, with the other relevant key stakeholders appropriately with identified sector to expand with the registered apprenticeship facility development in place-based registered apprenticeship programs. Scope of the technical assistant reach over the registered apprenticeship in demand industry sectors. Describe how they develop the reach over to assist the employers, include small business, with the owner or member by members unrepresented population unserved communities, and understanding the requirements for the launching registered apprenticeship program. How they will promote and encourage employers to utilize pre-apprenticeship program. The directing and leading the registered apprenticeship grant period of the performance applicant must describe how the network partnership will contribute to the comprehensive career pathways and services of the chosen industry through the curriculum, the development, and coverage of the instructor, the development of the agreements between sponsors, pre-apprenticeship providers, and thereby expanding the registered apprenticeship opportunity for the unrepresented populations of the communities. How they will develop the network partnerships, making with rapid deployment and with the deployment, scaling of the development of the registered apprenticeship program. Satisfy the criteria. Application must be submitted to the documentation of the required employer pair partner rules and contribution for the project is demonstrated with their engagement with the project. The documentation must provide in the form of the letter of the commitments as an attachment. A description of their plan to serve the registered apprenticeship, local intermediary development, expand the launch and registered apprenticeship, provide technical assistance to the network of the partner. Describe their subject matter expertise with the topic related with the registered apprenticeship, include but not limited to the registered apprenticeship program, design, program, registration system, navigation, workforce system alignment. A description of their plan provided incentive funding to support the registered apprenticeship program employers. This must include the detailed input activity to attributes of the project output outcomes to provide incentive funding of the new employers joint labor management organization industry association directly found with the developed registered apprenticeship program. The program development needs. Applicants should also conduct due diligence to identify opportunities for the support employed for the various geographic regions, including those rural and low income communities and those unrepresented population unserved communities, and a description of their coordinated across the American Apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grants are related to the Department of Labor Registered Apprenticeship Investment Leverage Align efforts for the maximum of the youth and knowledge sharing resources to minimize the duplication efforts, ultimately ensuring the core customers of the apprenticeship system are served efficiently. Or a national industry or sector-focused network hub. They will develop a broad national network of partners, primary focus to support the rapid development and scaling of the deployment of registered apprenticeships across one or more of the industry sectors. They will partner with larger national employers, coordinate with the standard apprenticeship agencies, have the appropriate level of the national registered apprenticeship standard with the national program standards, national guideline standards for apprenticeship that can be replicated to across their partner stakeholder base from the crop of the multiple established sector occupations. Almost applicants must also provide documentation required employer partner roles, engagement, contributions to the project. These must be provided in the form of the letters commitment as an attachment. The description of their plan of registered apprenticeship intermediate to develop, expand the launch at registered apprenticeship to provide technical assistance with the network partnership partners, and a description of their plan to build and grow registered apprenticeship. In addition, will provide a description of how they will engage partner stakeholders, use the registered apprenticeship accelerator conveyings and other innovative strategies. Clear through the description the subject matter experts with the topic related with the registered apprenticeship to include but not limited to the registered apprenticeship program, design, program, registration system, navigation, workforce system alignment. How they will promote, encourage, support employers to develop a pre-apprenticeship program with directly leading the registered apprenticeship during the grant period of performance through of the network equity-focused partnership. Grantees contribute the comprehensive career pathways and services of the chosen industry. Help to identify the opportunity to provide incentive funding for the employers join with a non-joint employer group with the other industry organizations supporting, establishing, expanding the quality registered apprenticeship programs, opportunities for apprenticeships. Or a description of their plan coordinated across the other apprenticeship Building America Round 2 grants out of the related Department of Labor funded registered apprenticeship investments, leverage alignment efforts for the maximum use of the knowledge sharing resources, minimize the duplication of efforts, ultimately ensuring the core customer apprenticeship systems are served efficiently. C3 project work plan up to 10-point score, and with the criteria is based on the applicant identified, including clear, complete project goals, milestones, key activity, key partner, proposed project is described in the area of the suggested work plan template attachment is outlined in Appendix E. Note the attachments do not contain and count against age limitation. Your project work plan must consist of the native narrative. The description clearly identifies overall project goals, consistent with the cross-cutting principle addressed with the project design milestone with the developed expanding with the registered apprenticeship, the pre-apprenticeship program, with the result of the apprenticeship project. New description must demonstrate the milestone feasible based on the project design. To the end of the work plan must clearly describe the short-term, the mid-term, long-term milestones that capture the result of the developing and/or expanding apprenticeship. Up to 10 points. The work plan must include the following project goals for the overarching achievements that will be pursued. Those are the key marker of the grant progress, but typically expressed in the form of the action, even in the marking of significant change with the changes in development. Key activities include the time frame of the development and expansion of the pre-apprenticeship, the registered apprenticeship program, the implementation of the pre-apprenticeship, the registered apprenticeship program, and enrollment of the pre-apprenticeship program, registered apprenticeship program. Key partners identified with the key activities. The organizational administrative official capacity up to 10 points. All applicants for the in detail the description demonstrated the lead applicant capacity 1 effective to manage each for the component of the program include with the project plan, management plan, complete plan, communication plan with efficient effective management of the project with all partners and staff. 2 the established effective procurement process system and procedure through any of the partners providing any services conducting with the activities under the grant where applicable. Will provide any service conducting any of the activities done with the grant where applicable. The description must include the detailed organizational chart that identifies the lead applicant, required partners, other or optional partners, describe the structure of the relationships of all the departments involved up to in the project, up to 6 points. Provide a staffing plan that describes the qualification experience involved with the executive, the administrative staff, as well as the other personnel, such as the board members, advisors, consultants. Fill the need of the requirement of the proposed project. The plan must convey the capacity of the identified partners to support the lead application carrying out the proposed project. Thus, qualification experience must demonstrate the ability to manage strategic partnership, including fiscal and administrative management, outreach, and promotion. Staff planning should include as much as an attachment to the project narrative that does not count and against the 20-page limit, up to 4 points. Past performance, programmatic capability, up to 28 points. All applicants evidence one with the past registered apprenticeship, pre-apprenticeship program, partnership development, up to 8 points. Provided the past performance information scoring will be based on how the applicant fully addressed the following. One description of the lead applicant prior to experience with the performance of the development of the registered apprenticeship, pre-apprenticeship program, and the lead with the registered apprenticeship enrollment, especially for the underrepresented population and serve the communities in the registered apprenticeship. Incapacity for the expanding of the registered apprenticeship to local, state, with the regional, and national scale, including evidence existing partnership prior experience, and expanding registered apprenticeship to the number of the apprenticeship placed in prior programs up to 4 points. Demonstrated the experience engaging industry and employer within the adoption of the registered apprenticeship development of work-based learning program, ability to integrate with the work and an existing workforce system partners and others. Up to 4 points. C2, past performance goals, outcome, spending rate of the attractive funds, up to 20 points. Applicants must carefully review the background section below to select the option that reflects your status, then respond with C1, performance goals, outcome, spending rate, and tracking of the funds. Alright, background. Applicants who have completed the Department of Labor Apprenticeship Grant Award within the past 5 years of the closing date of the announcements are required to use the following. Applicants who have completed the Department of Labor Apprenticeship Grant Award with the Department will receive the base of the past performance demonstrated with the quarterly performance report, quarterly financial form, ETA 9130 for the below, with must provide with the past performance chart that is an attachment to project narrative. Applicants who have completed the ETA agreement, a grant contract, cooperative agreements, but not the Department of Labor Apprenticeship Grant Award with required to use the following. Applicants have completed the ETA agreement with the last 5 years of the closing date with these announcements must submit with the past performance of the ETA agreement. The information below with the must provide with the past performance chart as an attachment to the project narrative. Applicants have to only complete with the ETA and assistant agreement, the federal and non-federal agreements for the cooperative agreements, but non-federal contracts. Applicants have completed federally with a non-federally funded with assistance agreement and size of the scope of the relevant proposed project within the last 5 years of the closing date with the announcement must provide with the information below. The information must be provided with the past performance chart as an attachment to the project narrative. Application have never had federally and or non-federally funded with assistance. The applicants if they have never had a federally and non-federally funded assistance agreement must identify the experience with the registered apprenticeship with a registered apprenticeship work-based learning, their ability to create with the partnership to relieve with the education employee with the provides within the last 5 years of the closing date with the announcement. Further application must provide evidence that they have sufficient infrastructure resources to play with the effectively management of the federal grant of the scope of the funding amount requested. Applicants will need to provide scope scope of the project, length of the time, the number served, the metrics as part of their experience. Information must be provided in the past performance charts as an attachment to the project narrative. Performance charts. Please see Appendix D for the suggested template. Past performance charts must include the following information: name and the previous grantor, organization, grantor, contact with the name of the title, organization, email address, the telephone number, the project title for the grantor, number, the funding amount, the project period for the performance start and end date, number of participants enrolled, the type of the population served, the brief description, grant project population served. For non-ETA grants charts, which must be signed with the grantor, a letter must be provided from the grantor verifying the past performance data. The letter must be grantor letterhead, signed, date, containing contact information for the grantor. Failure to do so resulted in the 0 points being an award for the rating factor. The chart should include all as an attachment to the project narrative. If not counted against the 20-page limit. Alright, 1. The performance goal outcomes of the 10 points application should use the following: describe the performance as applicable based on the quantifiable data, include the tool measure key for the track and display key for the performance measure identified below. Failure to address the performance measures will result of the 0 points being an award, and the rating factor for the application will be reviewed based extent with the following factors are clearly articulated. Address grant applications applying for the grant categories 1 and 2 with review of the performance indicators most similar. Employment, education, placement, credential, degree, attainment, retention, education, or employment, and earnings of applicant specify the registered apprenticeship to which earnings are reported. Applicants who receive the points based on the past performance demonstrated in the performance charts as follows. Applicant that meets or exceed all 4 of the performance outcomes must similar improve with the list specified of the past performance charts. Appendix D for the suggested comp to play all followingly demonstrate their ability to track and validate with their performance will receive 10 points. Applicants that meet exceed their 3 performance outcomes that must similar to the above the list of the past performance chart that also fully demonstrate their ability to track and validate with their performance will receive 7 points. Applicant for the meet exceed the 2 of their 4 performance outcomes must similar above the list specified in the past performance chart explain the challenge for achieving their goals. Step to take into the draft those challenges may receive 4 points. Grant applications applying with the grant category 3 should address the following. Applicant should provide evidence of the effectiveness, past sponsorship, and or intermediate activities how was tracked in various programs, including past grant, contracts, cooperative agreements. Program performance measures. 1. Provide qualitative with quantitative data for the demonstrator of the track record for the providing active support of the registered apprenticeship creation, expansion for the support of the delivery for the key goal for the applicant proposed hub. 6 points. Program performance measures. 2. For the provide qualitative or quantitative data for the demonstrator of the effectiveness of the applicant in forming and sustaining multi-partner network capable of serving the registered apprenticeship sponsor with the intermediary. 4 points. Alright, spending rate and tracking points for the tracking of the funds up to 10 points. Applicant must submit as per the charts for past performance described above with the total grant amount with the grant fund spent with the plus provided for the amount spent on the completed grant described with the past performance spending rate chart. Additional please include with the project narrative for the explanation for the process utilized the tracking individual participant services separately about the grant award described in past performance spending rate chart. How the applicant ensures funding as not commingled with the others. Applicant should explain the system used is an improvement that they have implemented with the project tracking the different grant funding and award for the shape of the expanded for the registered apprenticeship. The applicant will receive the points for their spending rate and a narrative demonstrated within the chart of the project narrative. The applicant is expending with at least 80% of the grant funds specified above fully demonstrated they have systems in place for the reasonable official management will receive 10 points. Applicant expanded at least 65% but less than 80% of the grant funds are specified above the fully demonstrated they have system in place for the responsible official management will receive 6% points. Applicants that expand less than 65% of the grant funds specified above fully demonstrated will have the system in place. The responsible official management will receive 4 points. Alright, budget and budget narrative up to 12 points. All applicant budget narrative will be used to evaluate this section. Please see section 4B2 for information on the requirements of applicants mentioned for the totals of the standard form 424A and budget and narrative align. Budget and budget narrative do not count against the page limit. The requirements of the project narrative, the extent of the proposed expenditures will address all the project requirements, whether the key for the personnel have with the adequate time of the project achieve with the project result up to 4 points. The extent to which the budget narrative provide the description call for the leverage reach for the application and apply with the category 1 and 2 must include the cost per participant associated with each line item of the standard form 424A up to 6 points. The extent to which requested funding amount is appropriate with the proposed project geographical scope participant outcomes outputs up to 2 points. 4. Attachment for the project narrative. Addition with the project narrative, you must submit attachments must clearly label over the attachments, exclude only with the attachments listed below the page limit. Budget narrative and budget narrative do not count again for the page limited requirements for the project narrative. Must not include additional materials such as resume, general letters of support. You must submit with your application with one package because the documents received separately will be tracked separately and will not be attached for the application for the review. Save all of the file with the descriptive file with the names 50 characters. Reviewer use only the character of the capital A and Z, a lowercase a to Z, 0 to 9, underscore of the file names, not include the special characters and dash, asterisk, percentage, backslash, period, or periods, blank spaces, accent marks must be unique. No other attachment must have the same file name. You may use the underscore, for example, the my attached file PDF, separate file name. Alright, A. Required attachments. Abstract. You must submit up to a 3-page abstract summary of the proposed project, include but not limited to scope of the project, the proposed outcome of the mission within the abstract, if not result of the application being disqualified, lack of the required information within the abstract, however that may impact scoring. C1 for the list of items that will resolve the disqualification with your application. Should you select that for an award, the information provided with the abstract published to a public-facing website as a summary of your project. The abstract must include the following: lead applicant and organization name, lead application at any type, lead applicant city and state, selected grant category for the applicant with the category 1, 2, and 3, project title, name of the funding amount requested. The applicant must identify the geographical scope of the proposed project. For categories 1, 2 with the number of apprenticeship enrolled, registered apprenticeship during the life of the grant. 9. The population to be sure that if applying for the categories 1 and 2 with the 10. Organizational name at any type of the required partner. 11. The organizational name at any type of the optional partners. Project purposes. 12. 13. Subrecipient activities. 4. List of credentials to be awarded if applicable. 5. Summary of the program activities. 6. Public contact information. See Appendix B with the suggested abstract format. Letter of commitment from the head of the state apprenticeship agency. From program, local, statewide, geographical scope of the state apprenticeship agency, the required partner. Letter of the support of the state apprenticeship agency. State director must be submitted as an attachment clearly labeled the state apprenticeship agency. Letter, if the applicant does not submit the letter with the state apprenticeship agency with the required partner, is a required partner. The application will be considered incomplete with the time responsible. It will not be moved forward through the merit review process. Requested attachments. The request for the following attachments for the omission will not cover the disqualify will not cause us to disqualify the application. The omission of the attachment will, however, impact the score unless otherwise noted. Past performance document. This attachment must include both the chart of past performance and the grantor verification letter if the chart is not signed by the grantor. See Appendix D with the suggested past performance form, and see Section 4B3E with which the applicants are submitted with the documentation additional instructions. Documents must be uploaded with an attachment application package labeled the past performance. 2. Indirect cost rate agreement. If the requesting the indirect cost base for the negotiated indirect cost rate agreement approved with the federal cognizant agency, then attached the most recently approved agreement. For more information, Section 4B2 with the 4E1, this attachment does not impact the scoring of the application. This document must be uploaded as an attachment to the application package and labeled not negotiated indirect cost rate agreement. 3. Financial system risk assessment information. Applicant is required to submit a funding opportunity announcement financial system risk assessment information. Section B2 with the sample template with additional instruction. The attachment does not impact the scoring of the application. 4. Letters of commitment, memorandum of standard. Submit and sign dated letters of commitment and memorandum of understanding between the applicants and required partner, ownership of the optional partner, owner's organization, and or subgrantee, the proposed support of the program model, leading to identified outcomes in Section 3A and 4B3. These letters must be uploaded as an attachment to the application package labeled the letters of commitment. We encourage, as appropriate, partners with the labor organization, labor unions, joint labor management partnership. 5. Expected outcomes output table C 4B3B and Appendix F. That all applicants are requested to submit outcome outputs that will result from the project outcomes are measurable result of the project. There are positive benefits of the negative change of the measurable characteristics that occur with the result of the project activity output. 6. Organizational chart C, Section 4B3D1. All applicants requested to submit the detailed description demonstrating the lead applicant capacity to effectively manage each component of the program, include the project management plan and communication plan for effective management of the project of all partners and staff. 2. Establish effective procurement processes, system, and procedures of any of the partners who will be providing any service of conducting any activity done with the grantor, where applicable staffing plan. See Section 4B3D2. All applicants are required to submit a staffing plan with a describe of the qualification experience all of the executive administrative staff as well as the other personnel such as the board member, the advisor of the consultant will fulfill the need of the requirements of the proposed project. Plan must convey the capacity of the identified partner for the support of the lead application and then carry out with the proposed project with the qualification experience must demonstrate the ability to manage of the strategic partnership including fiscal and administrative management, outreach, and promotion. Alright, C, submission date, time, and process address.